Imagine a world where the thunder of colossal footsteps still shakes the earth. The skies are patrolled not by airplanes, but by the winged shadows of pterosaurs with wingspans wider than a small house. Forests, savannas, and wetlands are alive with predators that make lions and crocodiles look like harmless prey. In this alternate reality, the asteroid never struck, the mass extinction never occurred, and dinosaurs continued their reign as the dominant rulers of the planet. The question arises, what would humanity's place be in such a world? Would we ever emerge at all, or would we remain tiny, fragile creatures struggling to survive in a planet ruled by titanic reptiles? The first humans, our early ancestors, evolved in a world vastly different from the one we know. Imagine stepping out of a cave and seeing a herd of triceratops grazing across a wide plain, their armored frills shimmering in the sunlight. Not far behind, packs of velociraptors stalk silently, hunting with cunning intelligence and coordination that rivals our own. Every decision, every movement is a matter of life and death. In this world, human survival would not depend solely on fire or tools, but on an intricate understanding of these prehistoric giants and their territories. Without the disappearance of dinosaurs, mammals would have remained largely small and nocturnal. The rise of primates, and eventually humans, would have been drastically delayed or perhaps even stunted. Our ancestors would have had to evolve under the constant threat of apex predators that towered over them, making forests, rivers, and plains treacherous at every step. Early humans might have learned to avoid open spaces entirely, living in the shadow of enormous trees, in deep caves, or along cliff edges where only the nimblest of dinosaurs could not reach. Their survival would demand unparalleled ingenuity, cooperation, and perhaps a deeper understanding of animal behavior than even modern humans possess today. Hunting would be a concept unimaginable in the way we understand it. Chasing a deer with sticks and stones would be laughable when a single misstep could attract the attention of a tyrannosaurus or a pack of hunting raptors. Humans would have to rely heavily on traps, ambushes, and the manipulation of the environment to survive. Agriculture, if it developed at all, would have required massive protective structures, fortresses against creatures that could crush entire villages with a single swipe of their tails. Civilization itself would evolve under the shadow of constant danger, leading to a culture steeped in caution, reverence for predators, and perhaps mythology born entirely from encounters with creatures of unimaginable scale and intelligence. In such a world, the balance of power would be astonishingly different. Large, predatory dinosaurs would dominate ecosystems, hunting both herbivores and smaller mammals alike. Some species might develop behaviors that border on cunning, forming social groups, using coordinated attacks, and perhaps even learning to recognize human activity as either a threat or a curiosity. Imagine an intelligent pack of raptors observing from a distance, analyzing human movements with patience and strategy. Every foraging trip or attempt at settlement would be monitored. The line between hunter and hunted would blur, with humans perpetually at risk, yet also potentially capable of manipulating these predators to their advantage. Technology, if it emerged at all, would take a unique form. The wheel, for instance, might remain a luxury of imagination rather than practicality, as even the smallest vehicles would be easily crushed underfoot. Weapons would evolve not only to hunt, but to defend against creatures several times larger than ourselves. Towers, spikes, and traps would define architecture more than aesthetic or convenience. Humanity's ingenuity would be measured not by luxury, but by survival. Fire, already a monumental advantage, would serve as a deterrent, a beacon, and a weapon against creatures that dare approach. Imagine the dramatic night skies illuminated by fires as humans hold back relentless predators, a ballet of light and shadow playing against immense silhouettes. Yet life would not be merely a constant struggle. Coexistence, in some form, might emerge over time. Dinosaurs, like all creatures, would have patterns, weaknesses, and behaviors humans could learn to anticipate. Perhaps some species could even be domesticated or manipulated, much as we tamed wolves into dogs. Envision a scenario where giant herbivores serve as moving fortresses, carrying human settlements on their backs through dangerous terrains, while clever predators patrol the peripheries, kept at bay by fire or fear. The relationship between humans and dinosaurs might evolve into something entirely novel, an ecosystem intertwined with both caution and ingenuity. The psychological impact of living alongside such creatures cannot be overstated. Fear would not be a distant feeling, but an omnipresent reality, shaping art, religion, and culture. Legends would speak of gods in human form, but of titanic lizards and winged monstrosities that roam the skies. Every story would carry the weight of survival, every myth a warning. Humans might venerate predators, building rituals to appease them, or interpret their movements as signs from the earth itself. Language and communication could evolve around survival tactics, codes, and signals that ensure a small group does not fall prey to a stalking predator. In this world, the environment itself would be a living challenge. Forests thick with ferns and towering conifers would provide cover, but also harbor ambush predators. Rivers teeming with prehistoric crocodiles and other aquatic hunters would complicate fishing and water collection. Plains and grasslands, while open, would leave humans exposed to the gaze of flying hunters and distant predators. Every aspect of life would be a calculated risk. Imagine the suspense of crossing a wide river, the water dark and moving, the ripple of a fin beneath the surface hinting at a predator's presence, every step measured, every breath intentional. Despite the dangers, human ingenuity might still prevail, pushing evolution in unpredictable ways. Perhaps the human mind, pressured by constant survival challenges, would evolve exceptional observational skills, empathy, and strategic thinking far beyond what we currently understand. Societies could develop elaborate warning systems, camouflage technologies, or even early forms of coordinated warfare to protect their settlements. Intelligence and cunning, rather than sheer strength, would be humanity's primary weapon against nature's titans. In this alternate timeline, the greatest threat is not only survival against predators, but the constant test of adaptability, pushing humanity towards ingenuity that rivals and perhaps even surpass our current technological capabilities. Time itself would unfold differently. The evolution of technology, art, and culture would follow a path dictated not by leisure or curiosity alone, but by necessity and survival. Stone tools would give way to massive defensive structures, elaborate traps, and coordinated hunting strategies. Social bonds would be intense, forged by the daily need to watch one another's backs. Empathy, observation, and cooperation would not just be moral choices, but survival imperatives. The human story would be one of resilience under pressure, a testament to the ability to carve a place in a world designed to swallow us whole. And yet, the drama of such a world is not in survival. It is in the beauty of coexistence, the awe of witnessing creatures of unimaginable scale, the thrill of watching a raptor stalk a herd of dinosaurs across a golden plain, or a flying pterosaur shadowing a human settlement from above. The Earth itself would feel alive, every step a part of a massive, breathing ecosystem where humans are small but capable actors in a larger narrative. Imagine sweeping landscapes dotted with dinosaurs, humans moving cautiously along ridges, fires burning like tiny constellations across the terrain, a world alive with motion, danger, and wonder. Perhaps the most fascinating element is the what-if of intelligence. If dinosaurs had continued to evolve for millions of years alongside humans, might they have developed their own complex behaviors, cultures, or even forms of primitive intelligence? Could there have been interactions between two sentient species, each dominating their own niche, each vying for survival and understanding in a shared world? The very concept of civilization might have been a joint venture, a negotiation between species, rather than a singular human triumph. In such a scenario, humans might not be the sole storytellers of Earth, but participants in a broader narrative of life itself. Ultimately, imagining a world where dinosaurs never went extinct is an exercise in perspective. It forces us to confront the fragility of human existence, the arbitrary nature of evolutionary success, and the astonishing variety of possibilities that could have shaped life on Earth. It is a reminder that our planet's history is a delicate balance of chance and survival, and that the emergence of humanity as a dominant species is not inevitable, but miraculous in its own right. The shadow of the dinosaurs is a humbling thought, one that emphasizes both the terror and the majesty of life in its purest, most dangerous form. A world where dinosaurs still roam is not just a prehistoric fantasy, it is a study of survival, adaptation, and the incredible resilience of life. It is a vision of what Earth might have been, a planet of giants, predators, and humans who never stop learning, never stop adapting, and never cease marveling at the grandeur and danger surrounding them. In this alternate history, humans are no longer the apex predators. We are observers, strategists,